divorce my husband. Why did I divorce my husband? I divorced my husband because I was making a certain amount of money. I divorced my husband because I thought I didn't need him anymore. I divorced my husband because I had this senior position at work and thought I held the same position at home. I divorced my husband because I thought I was better than him because I had my degree now. I divorced my husband because I thought a successful marriage meant I was here and he was down here. That is not success. That's fucking sickness. I found myself divorced and out there looking for love in all the wrong places. Fucking this one and that one and that one and that one and this one and that one. And my body count going up and my value going down. I'm just going to call it like a TI is. All the while, my husband done found somebody else building a relationship and building a life with them. I should have stayed married to my husband. I felt like I was on this dark road with no street lights, pitch dark, and I couldn't find my way and didn't know which way to go. I felt lost. I felt like I was walking barefoot on that dark road with pebbles and hot rocks sticking my foot. I felt hurt. I felt alone because every time he and that one and this one and that one left my bed, I was alone all by myself. And which was supposed to be soft and comfortable for me, my pillow, it was now filled with tears. I should not have left my husband.
That video spoke volume. That video in itself spoke volume. But in a little bit, I want to give you guys some hope. Some hope, okay? Because I understand what that young lady is talking about, and I understand what she's going through. And I've seen it with other people, and I've experienced it myself. You see, oftentimes people will leave somebody because of superficial things or things that they thought is what society has taught them to believe. So in her case, she thought that society was saying that a successful marriage was for her to be the woman. You know, you got to be the boss. In order to be the boss, you got to pay the cost, whoever makes the most money. That monetary value and educational levels dictate whether or not somebody is your equal or somebody is worthy to have you. When the true fact of it is that a relationship has nothing to do with educational levels. A relationship has nothing to do with who makes the most money. It has nothing to do with many of the things that society is telling us. How a person looks, how well they keep themselves up. Now, you should keep yourself up. I'm not saying just you should get married and then just let yourself go. Hell no. Hell no. Fuck no. Let me curse on that one. Fuck no. But sometimes when we're listening to our friends, when we're listening to people out on the street, when we see other couples, when we see other people, we start to think that, well, the grass is greener on the other side. And then when you get to that other side, you find out that that grass is not as green as you thought it was. You see, and this is where the hope is going to come in out, hopefully. But you got to listen to the story to understand it. You see, I've been on that side of the fence. I've been there. Where I was married to a great woman. And although we was great, it was great for me in many things. There was one aspect of it that could not be resolved. And since it could not be resolved, the divorce happened. Now, I got married at a very young age, at 19. I didn't have good problem-solving capabilities at that time frame. There was a lot of things about relationship that I didn't understand. But I take that, so that is why I have always taken the blame for that particular relationship. Now, the aspects of the regret that I have is more about my children, not so much about the relationship, because the one issue just wasn't going to be resolved. But here I was now divorced, and here I was looking for all the great things that she had, with the added one thing not being a problem that was a problem. And I can tell you that that was a very difficult thing. So I went from woman to woman to woman to woman to woman. Many of them would display everything that I thought I was getting. And so I was meeting those representatives. One person in particular, a mutual friend, gave them the playbook on how to be with me and what I look for in a woman. And they was with me through the process towards the end of the first relationship. So They knew what to tell the person to do and how to be. That's where in the previous video, one of the things was they was dressing the way I like a woman to dress, and then all of a sudden, a year and a half into this marriage, everything started to change. They were sexually the way I wanted them to be sexually, but then a year and a half into the marriage, they started to change. They took care of the house, then all of a sudden it started to change. The blending of with the kids, and all of a sudden things started to change, and all those things because somebody gave them the playbook on me. So of course I had to end that relationship because I did not marry the person to whom I thought I was marrying. So then you go through, and you, like she said, you stepping on a lot of coals. Your feet are burning. There were so many people that I wound up dealing with over the next 12 to 13 years. So for 12 to 13 years, and at my age, in my late 30s and 40s and into my 50s, you're dealing with blended family situations, and that in itself can cause an issue. You're dealing with so many hardships and trying to find someone who is compatible with you that it makes it for a very difficult time. But I was persistent in the belief and the knowledge and the knowing. So let me take belief out of that. In the knowing that I was going to find that person. I was going to find someone who fulfilled all these parameters that I had for a relationship. And it had nothing to do with money. It had nothing to do with educational status. It had nothing to do with anything superficial. It was all deeply internal things. It was the character of the person. It was the personality of the person. It was how they see the world, their perception on everything, on things that happen in the world. For instance, I couldn't be with a person whose glass is always half empty, and they see the world through a negative lens and worry about everything and concerned about everything. See something on the news and all of a sudden start living in fear. All those kinds of things can't be a part of me because I'm not that type of person. So it wasn't, oh, she had to be a baddie, or she had to be beautiful, or she had to have money, or she had to be highly educated. Those weren't things. Educated in world, educated on how to function, yes, but not all that other stuff that people prop up and say, well, I want a wife who got a degree in this and a degree in that, and she needs to make X amount of dollars, and so on and so forth. But I went through a lot of that in 12 years after the divorce. I went through a lot of those people who thought that their business or their money or their status or their experiences that you can like name drop this and name drop that makes a difference, and it doesn't make a difference at all. But after about 12 years, I found her. She walked through my door. I ain't even like her the first time I met her, but she walked through my door, and we became great friends. And we spent about 9-10 months just becoming friends. And then right around around the 9th month, that's when I told her, I'm gonna date you, and you're gonna like it. She laughed at me, and that was cool. And now it's been, almost 4 years. And it's been some of the best 4 years of my life. And it let me know that, and I'm trying to let you know, that just because you made that mistake, that's not the end. It may take some time, and you're going to go through a lot. And I hate the double standard that a man accumulates more in his body count and it doesn't hurt his value, but a woman accumulates more in her body count and it hurts her value. I'm 53 years old. I don't give a damn about a woman's body count. I can't expect a woman at my age or near my age to have a 1-2 body count. That's stupid. And what does that matter? You with me now. You're not with them. So I'm not worried about it. I don't care about it. I would never ask about it because it's not something I ever concern myself with. But I just want you to know that it's hard, but keep going. And always remember, You have to free yourself to be yourself because your greatness is non-negotiable.